This video contains rumors, speculation, strong opinions, and
welcome, geeks, gamers, nerds, players. Are you ready for some entertainment where geeks and gamers and everyone combined movie talk? YouTubers and gamer YouTube, old school. I gotta say, we have my friends are usually the old school variety. Yes, completely necessary podcast. Unfortunately, we do not have the three Amicos tonight. I'm not sure. Just two of the Amicos. Actually, I'm slacking. I haven't. Man, if you want to know about, go check out. Go check out Pete. Brian subbed to your channel, and he's really been enjoying your content.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Absolutely.
That's awesome.
Yes.
You got him back
enthusiasm,
into gaming.
man.
You got him
Really?
like retro gaming, like retro.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Oh,
That's
man.
good. That's the best gaming anyway, right?
Yeah, I've been playing the hell out of Sonic 2.
Why? Where's Creeper?
Well, he was on Instagram.
That's why he's streaming.
I don't mean it. I don't mean to mess up his show. I just try to find a. It's hard to find a time where. And man, Pete, you've been going nuts streaming. I've been seeing you everywhere.
I'm having a blast, man.
Yeah.
I bought a year's subscription to the StreamYard thing, and I'm going to use it.
Oh yeah. I've been using it. It makes it easy. I like easy.
It is so easy, dude.
I just
so easy.
The only thing I'm asking is I bought a green screen, which I didn't even set up yet, so it has green screen capabilities. And then also, I want them to upgrade the camera quality to 1080p or 4K. So that's hopefully in the future.
They only go as far as 720 right now, right?
Yeah.
And I find that sharing with Chrome, sharing a video or something crashes out Chrome.
Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah, so that they need to fix because like most people in the world use Chrome, but Firefox, I guess, is usable too.
Well, you know what Pat and Ian did today on the Completely Unnecessary podcast?
I don't know. I don't subscribe to their channel. I have no idea what they do.
Absolutely nothing. This is I borrowed Review Text USA's thumbnail. Shut that.
Oh
okay.
My gosh.
So they basically they are not covering the Amico. Maybe because there's not another YouTube. Maybe when another YouTube video comes out with more gameplay, they'll cover it. It's also sad that major like IGN and stuff, they're not covering it. It shows you how much they're run on ads. Like they want to do stories based on big game AAA games that are going to give them lots of ad money. It also shows you the draw of access and ads. I mean, I like to go middle of the round. I'm not against access media. I'm not against anti-access media. There's two big groups on YouTube and the internet.
It really depends on how you get that access. Is what really
right. You could tell if someone's being genuine. I think it's you're also Pete. Your channel's growing pretty strong.
Is it really?
Oh, come on. Yeah, it's like you didn't notice.
I don't really. You know what? I spend all my time in the comments. Yeah. I'm just wanting to get to 1,000 subs so I can do my donation. That's all I care about. Once I'm there, I'm like, I just like commenting and talking with everybody in the chat and that. But I don't really follow Pat and Ian. I stopped following them when they got hyper negative on Diablo. You remember that?
Yeah, I defended
and I'm like,
them
I couldn't understand.
I
said, let people.
I understood why people were, but I was stuck with them. I still am subscribed.
Yeah, I just don't like telling people how they should think. That's all. I don't care who you are or what you are. It's like people are old. They should be able to make up their own minds. But whatever.
Let's get to the comments here. Don Draper. They don't. What else do they have? Pat was a Last Jedi defender anyway.
I didn't like that movie. There's very few Star Wars movies I don't like. I like most of them, even the prequels. But The Last Jedi just didn't sit well with me, man. Just didn't sit well with me. So I'm with Don Draper.
Yeah, me too. That's how I got mad on the internet. That's how listen, Pete, you don't know this about me.
I've been watching your back catalog.
No. But you don't know how I started. My video game. I did toy reviews and stuff. My channel name was Family Gaming Tech and Toy Reviews.
Awesome.
What 180, man.
Then The Last Jedi came out and ruined you.
Well, you don't know this either. Me and my wife, we love going to. That's like when we were dating, we always used to go to the movies. That's something else we share with my father-in-law that passed away recently. He loved movies too, so we would love to go to the movies. And she likes the sequel trilogy, and I like The Force Awakens. But when we went to see The Last Jedi in the theater, we got to the parking lot. She liked it, and I was like, "What was that? I can't stand it." And then we got in the car, and she's like, "Shut up! I don't want you to ruin this for me too. I like it. I like Rey. I like Kylo. Be quiet." So, and we were out of town, so the whole weekend trip we were with friends and family, and I had to bite my tongue the whole time. And then I got home and I let it loose on YouTube.
Oh my god!
And she's
So what happened to your channel? You just rebranded into
yeah.
Gamers?
Well, now as Mad Max.
Yeah.
Then as Mad Max the Mandalorian. And now I'm Geeks and Gamers Entertainment because there's some, somewhat friendly competition with some other YouTubers, and I want to make it great again. I don't like hating on everything. This is the problem with the internet. People are anticipating hating on things. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Like some of you commenters right now. Like Phobic Xeno.
I was gonna say phobic.
Oh, phobic. Phobic just makes me laugh.
Hey, some people have had a problem with my man Phobic, but I stuck by him. I'm like, no, I think he's funny. I think he makes the conversations funnier, and he adds to it.
So I take it Phobic's calling me weird because everybody says I'm in the cult of Tommy, and I'm
yeah. I get. Am I in that too, Phobic? Let me have it. Don't go soft on me.
I'm in the cult of having fun with video games and collecting. That's what I'm in the cult of.
Well, you know what? I don't want to make blanket statements about the newer generations, but the current, next gen, it's miserable. Like lot of it's
like that forever, though, Matt.
It's like if it's not this, they nitpick everything.
But it's been like that forever. It's just now they got it at their tip of their fingers, instant critiques. But I can remember when PS2 and Xbox.
Hey, Super Jeremy, this is the first time you're on my channel. Go sub to Super Jeremy. He's another Amico
I can't see Super Jeremy. It's my bro.
Hey, how you doing?
Pete, you always have problems. You have to come out.
You relax there now and stop making me feel that way.
No, I'm not. I mean, someone's got it. Can you come out and come back in, Pete? Maybe.
Yeah, I will. I'm coming.
Okay.
Yeah, for whatever reason, if I ever follow Pete, he can't hear me or see me.
So, my frequent viewer, my friend here.
Hey, I see you all.
Oh, you see us all? Okay, good.
Oh, sorry. I tend to sing a lot when I'm.
No singing on this channel. No singing on this channel.
Yeah, I got
my friends like to sing. I'm not a singer.
Jeremy, I just saw you, man. How you doing?
I used to be in a band, so
I know.
All right, cool.
I can't sing though.
So Phobic is calling. He's calling you this too, Super Jeremy. The cult of Tommy is freaking weird. He's calling us a cult.
We're all right. I'm okay. I don't mind being weird. I've been called worse things. Weird is fine.
I mean, you're watching YouTube, Phobic. I think you're a little weird myself.
Yeah, seriously, you're watching us.
Here. I'm glad you're here.
You're watching us. That tells more about you than us, man. Come on.
I'm glad you're here.
I think Phobic follows Amico more than I do.
Yeah, I don't know if Phobic follows my channel or not, but I just think he needs a hug. That's all. I like the hug.
Phobic, I'll give you a hug. You want maybe sci-fi might pop in later depending on how the conversation goes, if I can add anything. Okay, all right, here's Phobic. This is why I like him. He adds to the conversation. He's gonna ask the hard questions. Okay, people should make up their minds, but every time someone is critical of the Amico, these fans of it rush to defend it, which is weird since the system isn't even out yet. Fair point, but also fair point to the haters too.
We're just being gamers.
Fair point to the haters too, though.
Right, Max? Before the other boys joined us, we talked about it. I said people have been fanboys since the beginning. It's just now we have an instant action call to action. But we're just being gamers. There's two sides of a fence. Some sit on the fence. Some are pro, some are con. We all just need to get along.
I am positive towards the Amico because I want something different. I'm not really, and I've always got the new systems, and I'm not really I haven't pre-ordered anything. I don't think you can pre-order.
Chubby Teddy Monster loves the video game talking. Awesome.
Yeah, Chubby Teddy, you should get in here. Low blow.
Yeah,
What's a low blow?
Yeah, phobic. What's a low blow? No one said anything.
That you
Yeah,
watch a
I
lot
would
of.
say-
Hey, I watch a lot of YouTube too. I'm a weirdo. I am a weirdo.
I think we all are to a certain extent.
Yeah,
Yes,
go look-
we are. We're
go
doing
look at-
this on a Sunday night.
Go look at
Come on.
Second Street Marvel's video on Friday. He tore me down. He's like, "We freaking weirdos talking about other weirdos. You're all weirdos," and I'm like, "You are too."
What else you gonna do?
Yeah, I mean, I'm super. Hey, I'd rather be weird, staying at home, be safe, than out in this chaos later. I wish everyone the best out there. I
Yeah,
hope everything
everyone,
gets
please be
under
safe.
control. I think we all want a better world. That's all I'm saying. We don't like to cover current events, but this is more fun than real world. Woo.
Yeah.
Right? Could go outside right now. Actually, I can't. We're under.
Yeah.
All
Are you
right.
guys under?
I would say
curfew?
too with
Yeah. 5 to 5.
Okay, phobic. Yeah, he
Oh,
says
wow.
I'm complaining about the PS5. I want the PS5. There's nothing that well, the Xbox had a demo reel of new footage, and I was just like, okay, I just wasn't interested. But I also have less time to game. Like I do YouTube a lot. If I have a full-time job and I do YouTube, and when I want to sit down and play, I want to, as I've gotten older, the retro scene's been more appealing to me, or like fighting games or something else. And that's really, I mean, Pete's a family guy. He's got kids. It's nice to just sit down and do something quick and easy. Well, all retro game isn't easy.
I always say, Max, it's why I've kind of evolved my gaming palette is because I'm time starved. I'm literally time starved.
Mhm.
I just don't have 10 hours where I can be by myself, get myself immersed in such of these amazing games coming out. I just don't have that time because I've got a job, I got family, I've got my own thing like YouTube I love doing, talking to you all fine folks, that when I do have time to play games, I want games like this little game on the Evercade.
Oh,
I can play
stop.
5 levels in 10 minutes and feel awesome about it. I mean,
well,
that's
here's
fun.
sci-fi. I'm trying to get sci-fi back in.
Okay, I gotta drop out, drop back
Hey.
in because I can't see sci-fi.
Okay. All right.
How you guys doing?
good. How are you doing?
I'm doing good.
We're trying to combine movie fans and retro game fans talking together, and Pete
Yeah.
always has to drop in and out.
Yeah, I think
Uh,
it's wrong on my connection or something. Like
There you had to show that Evercade. Thanks a lot, Pete. I'm so freaking jealous.
Hey, no, dude, it's like, but that proves my point. Like, this is with me, so I can get my gaming itch, scratch my gaming itch, have fun with it, and then I'm good. I can go back, hang out with the family, and all
Phobic.
that stuff.
Didn't you say you were?
Oh, that's so
there's a little
cute.
there's a little
Awesome.
gamer.
Here she's gonna.
Hey, little one.
My nephew.
He's gonna hate you when this video's on YouTube, and he's 12. He's just like, "What did you do to me?"
Nah, he's gonna be a YouTuber. I could tell.
My other nephew, he grabs his cell phone. He's like, I'm going to make a video.
Well, phobic. Weren't you saying you were interested in the Evercade though? He said he wasn't interested in the Amico, but the Evercade. I think the Evercade. You know what? It's the best solution to the. We're never going to get a virtual console like on the. What the?
Oh, sorry.
Pete!
I just died.
Watch your mouth, Pete.
Oh,
This is a family channel now.
I never. I didn't.
It's more like a PG-13.
I said, "Son of a bee, son of a
Okay.
bee."
Okay.
I'm sorry. I'm putting it down. See, that's the problem. I've got a bad addiction to retro games.
Well, I was saying the Evercade is kind of a nice. It's not exact. It's not like the virtual console. It's like not digital, but it kind of fills that void where you get weird games that aren't exactly Nintendo, Sega, where other companies that no longer exist.
Yeah.
Not that I mean, not they exist, but they don't put out current content on current gen. Have a place to put their games.
Yeah, it's like the Mega Cats collection that I was just brief. It's like 10 games of games that were indie developed at a time in which they weren't getting the publicity or they didn't become mainstream. You can get the ROMs and stuff. Now they're on this cart, and I'm playing the heck out of them because they're so much fun, and I would never have played them otherwise.
Yeah.
It's
So
hell.
it's great. What's
Hell.
that?
You played the hell out of it.
Yeah.
I said heck.
I know.
Super Jeremy, did you get the Evercade? Are you getting one or get it yet? Or
You'll get it. You'll get it.
Not yet. I'll just say not yet. I just got my first Sega Genesis this month.
That thing looks so cool.
Your first?
My first. I
Okay.
grew up. So I only had two consoles when I was a kid. That was the Intellivision and the original Nintendo. And so I'm trying to make up for lost time. So as an adult, I've got the Super Nintendo, and now I've got Sega Genesis. So I'm focused kind of in that Nintendo, Super Nintendo, and Sega Genesis era. Those are the games I'm working on acquiring right now. But I'm not trying to do full. I don't want every game for every system. I just want to have games that are fun to play. So I've subscribed to like these, the boxes, the monthly boxes you can get. Games that I don't like, I'm getting rid of. Games that I do love are going to stay.
Man, you guys lament me at the wrong time. I sold off my old collection last year. Half of my collection. I sold all my Sega Genesis games.
Oh, man.
I still have my Super Nintendo collection.
Oh, that's
Well,
cool.
that's
I
good.
sold
a lot though, man.
I sold my boxed one of Wild Guns. And I saw the place where I sold it. They sold it for $500. It sold the next day.
Well, yeah. I mean, Super Nintendo's. It's a huge market for Nintendo retro games. Like Sega is. There's a select few in the Sega world that are worth a lot of money, but Nintendo products hold their value. They hold their value extremely well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can't find a mini for less than like $100. It's pretty nuts.
You know, I lined up for that N.E.S. Mini when it first came out at Toys R Us. Me and about 30 other middle-aged dudes and dudettes. And it was so much fun. We were there for like 24 hours just chilling. Like our wives or husbands or partners were bringing us stuff. I had so much fun doing that.
Oh, yeah.
Chubby Teddy has. I had to refresh the comments. Have you Bone Thugs get the Retron 5? I have the Retron 3 still in my basement. It has the SD, the S video cable, not SD. S video cable, which is still pretty good, and it takes Sega Genesis, NES, and Super Nintendo, and Super Famicom. I think maybe I did get the Retron 5.
Now I've heard that the audio and maybe the color is a little bit off when you play through the Retron. Is that the case?
I have the 5.
Okay.
I don't know what it's like on the 3, Max. What's it like on the 3?
No, maybe I do have the 5. Maybe
the 5 has got the
one?
slot for GBA and game.
No, I don't have that one. I don't have that one. It must be the 3 that I have. I have it in. Why am I thinking that? I didn't get the HDMI one. The 5 has the that's more.
That's the 5 there.
Yeah. Isn't that one that does more?
And that's the slots right there
wow.
for the.
Yeah, I might get that. But this is also a perfect segue into my next. It's not like the bucket list, but the video game list. Like, what's on your list that you eventually want to get to? Besides the stuff that's coming out now, what do you eventually want to get to? I could share mine first.
Go right ahead.
Because I sold. I used to be about having everything on physical, and I know this might be blasphemy to you guys. They're collecting old school now. Is that I've just been like, I just want to play it in the best conditions possible. So after I sold half my collection, I sold my Nintendo 64, which I had some real gems in there. I had a huge Nintendo 64, not all boxed, but I sold the whole thing, and I got a modded N64 that on HDMI gold. And then I got an EverDrive just so I could play it all on my HD TV. Just the best. And I had like a boxed Rogue Squadron, boxed Legend of Zelda, gold edition, collector's edition. But I just want to, if I want to play it, and I'm like, sell it now while I need the money, and then I'll just enjoy it. Because my wife's like, you're taking up so much space, and you never play that. You usually just play it on your modded Xbox. I have a mod Xbox too. So okay. So I'm trying to get, I will eventually get another Genesis, which I also sold, but I'm probably going to get, Analog makes those Genesis.
Oh yeah. And what is it? The Analog ST?
Yeah.
SG? I forget what it's called. Yeah, the Genesis one.
So they have a Mega SG. It's 189. It also comes with, the other reason I really want this is Ultra Core, original game that was unreleased, and they finished it, and it's sort of like Gunlord or what's that other game that Gunlord's like? I'm blanking again. Turrican.
Oh yeah, Super Turrican.
Yeah, it's like that type of game. And so I'm planning to get that and then just get an EverDrive and call it a day. I know that might be blasphemy to some retro game collectors, but
No, not at all. Not to me. Like, I'm not a completionist. I basically just collect what I want to play, and I play mostly what I collect. So any game you see behind me or around me, like behind me, some intelligent games, and I played all those. I play them. I like them. And anything you see on this side is games I'm actually actively playing. I think I'm looking for one game right now. I'm looking for Doom. Well, a couple actually. Warcraft 2 and Doom on the PlayStation 1. I'm looking for those right now, just because I want to play those games really bad, and I'm a big, not Doom, sorry, Diablo. My gosh, Diablo and Warcraft 2. Those are 2 games I'm actively looking for. They're hard to get though. That work.
Let me see.
On the good old Macintosh Performa.
Oh, here's Snowdub. I have a PS2, PS3, PS4, Super NES Mini modded, a Switch, and an MK arcade one up. Yeah,
Nice.
I need to get the Super NES Mini modded. Okay, I need to get Snowdub to help hook me up there because I want to get it just with all the games. I missed out. They're hard to get now. There's all these clone ones on eBay. Oh,
is the SNES Mini hard to get? I know the NES.
It wasn't, and then all of a sudden it become hard to get again.
Yeah, I looked on Amazon recently, and it was way up there.
Yeah,
but they had some cool preloads on there though. That'd be all right to play.
Something else I just missed out on. I'm so angry. Is I got my TurboGrafx 16 based on a Pete video. I went and imported it from Japan. And then it came out the next week in USA anyway.
Oh, at least,
but then I needed a second controller
for like over 2 months now, so I got good use out of mine.
But then I was gonna get a second controller, the 8-bit do with wireless, and now they're out of stock. And now Pete left.
He probably could Pete Wi-Fi.
Yeah, well, at least you got me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh wait, now he's back.
So coming up, I actually I'm going to have a video this week. I just got Chrono Trigger for Super Nintendo.
Oh, cool.
And so I have a video coming probably tomorrow where I open it up, and I actually am asking for help to identify if it's real or not. So I open because I videoed the whole thing from opening the package to opening the cartridge, all in one shot, so that there's no question that it is the one I got. So I can, if it is fake, I can get back to the guy and say, hey.
Yeah, that's become a real problem.
Yeah, it is, man. That's such a risk, right? Ordering.
So anyway, and especially a title like that, it'd be real easy for you can sell it for so much money. And so anyway, that's something that I've already bought. What I'm really interested in, so we had a Game Boy that was given to us like pretty late in the cycle. My parents never bought games for it, so it's like the guy had it in a paper bag. We had a few games for it. So what I'd really like is to get a Game Boy Advance, but the wide one, and actually, so you can go back and you can mod that and put a backlit LCD in it. Because I really like the sideways, like that larger feel. So I want to get the Game Boy Advance with the backlight mod, and then just like start exploring that Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance libraries, like because there's a lot of great games in there.
Tons. I remember like Game Gear. I used to have one of those. My cousins had one when I was a kid. Echo the Dolphin was awesome.
I sold mine for by Nomad when I was growing up. You also, Pete, you had a earlier stream was your favorite NES game. Or NES picks.
Yeah, your favorite and kind of thing you enjoyed games.
Mine was a weird one. I left in the comment section. It was TMNT 3 because it was the only one my mom let me buy new, and it was always.
That's not a weird game. That game is fantastic.
No, I know it's a great game, but I was like, that was my only brand new NES game I ever bought. Yes. Nice. And I had the box and the cover. I was like, wow, a fresh NES game. I've never. My mom.
I didn't really care about boxes when I was a kid. I used to just rip them pieces and throw them away. I just wanted the.
It was never that guy. I was poor. I was poor growing up, so it was always like, what's in the cart at the like Farmore store or something we used to have, or used rental. It was you get to pick from this bin.
Yeah. Well, it was like when I was a kid, I had the Nintendo, but everybody had a Super Nintendo. And when I finally got the Super Nintendo, everybody had a PlayStation.
Yeah, they do need to do the N64 Mini. That might be harder because it's using emulation.
It's a hard thing to emulate. The
The
N64.
Zeldas on that game.
That's the other reason I was like, you know what? This N64 does not look great on HDMI TV. I'm selling off my collection because I need the money, and I'm buying. It was expensive, a modded N64 Ultra HDMI, and then an EverDrive, and I did that with the money.
So you got the Ultra one with the mini HDMI out, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I saw
It does run hot a little bit, and now I
Yeah.
think their Retron is doing. I don't know if it's out yet, an N64 thing
They're
too.
doing one. They're supposed to do one. Is it going to be a ROM dump though, like their other Retron systems, or like how are? I'm trying to figure out how they're doing that.
I thought it was going to be more hardware based, I'm not sure. I know the Retron 5 does more like emulation type stuff in there, but I thought their single ones, like they have one for Sega Genesis too. I don't know. I honestly don't know. That's my guess.
Apparently, people played it last year at E3 behind closed doors,
Mhm.
and they were fairly impressed with it. And I'm like, wow, okay, because that's going to serve a market, right? An underserved market. But like you brought up a good point, the N64 just doesn't look good on modern TVs. And to be honest, it didn't look great on CRTs, except CRTs, they were designed for that, right? For the resolution. Just because it was first generation 3D, man. PS1 didn't look great either. It still doesn't look great.
No.
But if you look at the pixel based games on those systems, they're gorgeous. If there was pure like 2D, but that's not what they were pumping out. I mean, you can probably count on both your hands and feet how many 2D pixel games are on the N64.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't be able to guess more than 10, if that.
Right. You're probably right. N60 Super Jeremy here. Oh, you want to get the N64 one day? I don't. Hey, if they came out with the mini, I think that'd be successful with Mario Kart and all that in this first Smash Brothers.
Just missed my game.
Yeah, the N64. My roommates had that when I was in college, and so I experienced it a little bit there. And it was a fun console. I remember playing like 1080 snowboarding and Mario Kart 64. There's some fun titles on there, but there aren't a ton of titles that I want. So I think the mini would be perfect for me.
Yeah, sure. I listen. I didn't. I was like, I don't want to do this mini stuff. And then the TurboGrafx is because I never had a TurboGrafx. It's like now that entices me because I had an NES, I had a Genesis, I had a Super Nintendo, and I still have the majority of my Super Nintendo games. I only sold the boxed ones to get money. Like I had all the Super Star Wars in box. I sold those too.
I have those in box. That's one of the few games I have boxed on SNES is the Star Wars games. I just love them.
Yeah. Chubby Teddy gives it a recommendation. Alien Infestation on Nintendo DS. It's a sleeper. Okay,
I haven't played that.
I checked that. I think you could still play DS on 3D. I have my 3DS.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wasn't big into DS because I was playing the PSP. Was it a PSP at the DS time? It's PSP, yeah?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
the PSP. I was playing that predominantly. I love my PSP. So I do have some DS games, but nothing.
That's what I recently started collecting a couple years ago was because it's so easy to collect PSP.
Oh, PSP is the most affordable next to Xbox original games.
Yeah.
Like Xbox original PSP games, they're pretty much priced the same. And I love my PSP. Like I keep my PSP very close to me.
It's mine.
Right here on charge.
Sat in the lawn chair and cracked the screen. It was terrible.
Like this is my player here.
heck yeah.
I keep it charged all the time.
Got a red one?
And I'm playing Pursuit Force. The one I love vehicle combat games, but yeah, this is a God of War. Chains of Olympus. This one is the second God of War on PSP. I can't remember what it's called.
I'm trying to figure out what Snow means here. I believe they will be dropping the mini N64 because you can't get any games to down. Oh, it thinks they will do it.
Oh, you think they're gonna do a mini?
Yeah.
They're stupid not to. It's a license to print money.
Yeah.
It literally is.
Well, just waiting to be tapped.
Something I haven't picked up yet, but I want to. I just haven't. I've been spending money, but I can't spend too much money. And it's on my to-do list too, is Turok 1 and 2 Switch version on Best Buy. And I shouldn't hesitate too long because once they're out of stock, then they jump in price.
Yeah, they're not getting any more in.
Let me see here.
But yeah, Turok's 1 and 2 on the Switch, they're okay. They're decent versions of them.
Yeah.
I thought they did a decent job with them. And they're good games. They kind of hold up because they're a bit of a shooter game, and it's all about movement and aim and shooting and that. So I found those games hold up quite good on the Switch. I don't know if they retouched them a bit or not. I don't know if they did.
They might give them a bump or widescreen or something.
Probably widescreen them, clean them up a little bit, I would think.
Yeah. So I do want to get them, and I did sell. I like Turok 1 and Turok 2. They were one of my favorites on Nintendo.
They got remastered or re-released on Xbox, right? Was it Turok 1 and 2? Did they get a re-release on Xbox? I wonder the original.
I'm not sure. I have to check on that.
Yeah, me neither. Damn,
I think they made one for the GameCube though. I had that.
Yeah, because I got a feeling that they're not the N64 versions they put on the Switch. They probably put a PC version or a cleaned up version on there.
Yeah,
because they look decent.
All right. Let me see
Yeah, it looks like you can get Turok 1 and 2 on Xbox One.
Oh, you can? Okay.
Yeah.
What was I gonna do?
So they definitely got cleaned up for that.
Now
release then.
The Evercade, I did research because I was like, why isn't my Evercade here? I didn't get any email, and then I
did a video just for you, Max, on it. The stock.
Oh, I didn't watch it yet. I was like, I was gonna watch it. I didn't have time to watch it before the show.
I did a stock update on it.
Okay, so it says back order now in August. So at least I got my order, but I canceled my Amazon. I probably would have got it if I still did Amazon.
Yeah, because Canada and US got their shipments first. Canada got theirs first, which is the weirdest thing in the world. Like Canada, like I had mine within a day of them arriving on shores. I'm like, wow, that's weird.
I meant Tenchu. Okay.
Ghost of Shishimi. Shishimi.
So anyone in the chat, I want to know, are you interested at all? Like even if I got my retro friends here, are you guys interested at all in PS5 or I don't even remember what it's called, the next Xbox.
Xbox Series X.
Yeah, they
Series
keep doing
X.
this XXX, and I'm getting bored of it. Actually, it's just not exciting. It just is like another X. It's just another version of the same Xbox to me. I mean, I like Xbox.
Slightly better graphics than the one before. Though.
Yeah, but I got what was the last upgrade from the
Xbox
X.
One, Xbox X.
The Xbox One
I got
X.
the Xbox X, and I don't even know what it's called because I'm like, it was the upgraded.
They're doing the graphics card approach to naming this stuff. Oh, it's a 980. Oh, the new one's a 1080. Oh, there was a 980 Ti. Oh, now the new one's a 2080 Ti or something. It's like,
I mean, but oh wait,
It's just annoying because they got off on the wrong foot because PlayStation came out first, and then so you couldn't have the Xbox. So you had Xbox with PlayStation 2, so you couldn't have the Xbox 2 come out with the PlayStation 3. It sounds like you're behind. So then they just,
they should say
they got to make
Xbox
it up
6.
every time.
They're like, well, PS5 is coming out. We have Xbox 6, but you didn't have 6. I'm pretty sure we had 6 versions of Xbox.
Right.
How to make it a 360.
Just do an overseas release. Call it the 5, and then you can skip a generation over here.
But Snowphobic, you seem like the gamers in the chat, and Brandon, you answer this too. Are you going to be buying the PS5 and Xbox Series X? I'm waiting. I mean, I'm not against buying it. I'd like to get it, but I'm like, there's no.
Let it drop a couple $100.
The other thing is, I have the Series X, which I traded my original Xbox in, and with some other retro stuff, I kept some of the money and I upgraded. I can buy stuff there, and then it'll, transfer over. The other reason that I'm not like gung ho on the next Xbox is there's, I don't know how you dropped out. There's stuff. What are we doing here? What the heck is going on?
Dropping like flies.
What the heck? I don't know what happened there. All right. What was I saying? The Xbox does not have.
What did you do?
I didn't do nothing. It was happening. that happened on its own.
Well, StreamYard is in a beta.
Yeah. I mean, people are probably all kind of streaming, current event stuff today, and so it's probably stressing the system. I don't know. All right. So what was I saying? Xbox is more like they have physical media, but it's not like a collector's. Xbox is not like they do these limited runs, and they only do the Switch and the PS4 version too. For all these limited run games, and I love collecting that. So if I'm gonna buy digital, I don't need to buy it ahead of time. I'll just wait.
I stopped buying physical at the PS4, Xbox consoles because there's no need to collect physical on that because half the game gets downloaded day 1,
okay,
day 15, and day 45. So everything I have in my collection, I can play it regardless of what year. If it's 10 years, 20 years down the line, as long as I have electrical outlet, I can play it. And I don't have to download the patch.
Oh, here's Phobic. Can't wait for all the "Where's my Amico" complaints.
What?
Well, listen, we're in the cult of Tommy here. We give him the
The cult.
I'll be honest. I have some bias because I when I was growing up, I watched him on G4, and he was the one. That
Same
was
here, man.
That was the equivalent. Tommy and Vic was the equivalent of Ebert and Roper for video games for me. They disagreed a lot. Tommy always came in with the hot takes. So I think he's genuinely his heart's behind it. He might be talking like an executive to people that are not fans of him. But I think he'd only do it if he thought he actually could pull it off and was positive doing it. I think he's really putting his heart and soul into it. So that's why I believe in it, and it's interesting. It's just different.
It's different, and it's filling an underserved part of the market. It's not even going in competition with PS5 and Xboxes and Switches in my mind. It's seeing a different market.
If it gets to 2021, then I'll start complaining, Phobic, and then I'm like, Tommy, send me a beta one or something. I need to play it.
The controllers look awesome.
All right.
I love how they're going.
Yeah, the controllers do look amazing.
Yeah.
Hey, I got to go for now, but if you guys are still going in a bit, I'll hop back on.
Okay, thanks. Go stuff the Super Jeremy world.
Bye. All right, see you guys.
All right. Here's Brand. We haven't talked about movies at all yet.
I know that's what I'm waiting for, but I mean, I don't want to encroach on your gaming talk, but
no, we'll get the movies for at least 20 minutes. The last 20 minutes. I'm good
about some video game movies.
Yeah, which are our big thing now from Sonic.
Well, I mean,
Sonic was awesome.
I didn't see
it.
Sonic is amazing. Angry Birds 2 is. I just watched it. Angry Birds 2 is the bomb. It's so good.
Oh, really?
I even seen the first
Angry Birds 2. The music alone is worth watching that movie.
I don't know if I watched the second one. I know I was surprised by the first one. I'm like, why?
The second one's better. The music is really good in the second.
Okay.
I'm freezing up.
Oh, I'm sorry, Sci-Fi. I'm due for a new iPad, PC, or gaming system. My friends have Xbox, but the PS5 looks superior.
Well, I mean, I've only seen the control. We've only seen the controller for PS5. We haven't actually seen what the console looks like.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Xbox just looks like a repeat to me. Yeah, that's how I feel too. Like I don't need to. I could play. Okay. The other reason I went for the Series X is their backwards compatibility. That means a lot to me. I like playing, even though it's just reading the disc and letting you play the digital file. That's something for me for the original Xbox and 360 games. And I love going through my old collection, my Rubbermaid in the basement is this one plays on my Series X or what is it? Whatever I have. One X. This is why I don't like it. And I'm not a dumb gamer. Like I get stuff, but I'm like I keep mixing it up.
Well, that's why they've made them all the same. So when parents go into the store to buy something, they always buy the most expensive because I need the Xbox X. They want the older one, but they're getting the big one.
We need to stop with this One X Series X. It's stupid. It's stupid. I mean, I love the Wii U is one of my favorites, but that's why the Wii U didn't succeed. I think is people, the only one that really succeeded was Super Nintendo. Super Nintendo. But that makes sense. You get it right in the title.
Did you guys, what did you guys think of Xbox 360? Do you think that's like a okay name, or do you think they went too far with that one?
You
My
could
Xbox
differentiate from the original
360 is my
Xbox,
favorite.
and I.
Yeah. They couldn't do 2, right? They
Yeah.
because they were never going to do 2. So I thought, I almost thought they were going to call that the Xbox Next. That was what everybody thought at the time was going to
Yeah, I
be
remember
Xbox
that.
Next. And when it came out with 360, people were like, "What does that even mean?" And I don't think Xbox even ever explained that title. Like I don't think they ever said what 360 was supposed to mean.
No.
No.
At least they didn't come out with like the 720 or something like that, you know.
I like the games. I hate the system because the Red Ring of Death.
Yeah, that
There's
just,
always
Out of the
problems.
box, man.
Huh?
Ooh. First
That
copy,
was
first
awful.
one I had right out of the box.
Right out
I'm
of the
pretty
box.
sure that
Oh,
affected
man.
at least 90% of everybody who bought an Xbox in the first 2 years. They got that red ring. They must have.
I bought it before it came with a hard drive.
Yeah.
So that was hell trying to find.
So you had to get the memory cards?
Yeah, memory cards, and then I actually found one on Best Buy online for $100, and it was only like a 10. It wasn't even like it was like a 500 megabyte one.
I still don't understand that. They started a trend by putting a hard drive in their original Xbox, and then their follow-up, they rip it out. I'm like, what?
Yeah, Phobixino says, I'm sticking with PS4. No more consoles for me. Have too many games to play. Okay, fair enough.
Fair statement, man.
Well,
Are you getting the Amico though? No.
PS4
Are you getting the EverDrive still? Or not
He's
EverDrive,
the founder of
Evercade.
the Amico. Are you kidding? He talks about it enough. He must be a founder.
What was that? Sci-fi?
I was gonna say that the PS4 is the only console I own, so yeah, I think maybe I might stick with that for a few more years before getting a new one.
Okay.
I mean, I was
there's a lot there.
getting a Switch too.
Oh, Switch
maybe.
is a good one to get.
Switch is a great system. It's a great system.
We will never get that era on the Wii that the Virtual Console was an amazing thing. We'll never get it again. Just like
I never used it.
Just like what?
I never used the Virtual Console. I hate my Wii. I never liked the Wii. I don't like motion controls.
Oh, forget you.
Nobody used
And
to.
Mako won. No, motion controls are fun. I might be alone there. People don't like when.
Did you just hunt me?
Yeah, I did. I'm Amico. One Amico left.
Never actually owned a Wii, but
I'm not buying.
But I played a few games on it.
You know what I would recommend to everyone? Go get a Wii U before they get
a Wii U.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you something about the Wii, and I'll just give you my perspective. I stood in line for the Wii, just like I did for PS3. I stay in line for everything. I stand in line, got my Wii. I got Zelda on day one. I got that really horrible Ubisoft game, Red Blade or something Blade, Red Steel.
Red Steel.
Yeah.
I went home, plugged it in, got all the wires connected and all the bars and all that. And I got in, I started playing Zelda, and I realized I couldn't play it the way I always wanted to play it, that I had to do all this fancy stuff with my arms. I packed it back up, put it on eBay, and sold it for $1,700 at Christmas.
Oh, get out of here.
There you go. That's a profit.
Now we know the truth. Pete is a reseller.
No,
I know. If you didn't
and now
like
I own about 400 Wii games sitting right there.
Oh, you do? You bought it again?
And I bought it, and I've been playing it, and it's okay, but I don't play for motion controls. I still am not that dude.
See, some games work really good. The Motion Control Plus, oh, I love it. It's really, unfortunately, I don't think we're going to get back to that. I think people just like 3D. I like 3D.
Yeah.
I love weird technologies. I do. People don't like 3D. They don't like motion
It's
control.
just not for me. I'm not good enough with them.
I even like the Kinect.
Yeah,
Oh,
Kinect
boy.
was all right, but the PlayStation Move was another one.
Yeah, I have that too, because the other reason I love it is light guns.
There's nothing wrong with reselling if you're going to buy new games or new retro games.
True.
So
okay.
I don't hate on
if you
anyone.
buy 10 just to do it, then I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
I pawned off my GameCube and my game so I can get an Xbox. So.
We all grew up trading our games in. Let's be honest here. How many 10-year-olds need older games? I want to meet that person.
No, I sold off my boxed N64 collection the first time getting the Dreamcast, but I
buy
never
a game
that.
and bring it to and trade it in to get a new game. I used to do that all the time.
I used to own a PlayStation 2 a long time ago, but I don't really remember if I sold it or if I just got rid of it. I'm not sure what happened to it.
I still think my older brother used to take some of my games and sell it so he can go party. I'm still pretty sure he used to do that. So I used to lose games sometimes, and he'd go, I never found it.
All right, let me see. and the Xbox can die in a fire. What? Phobic.
Yeah,
I
he
guess
really hates the Xbox.
Don't say that about the Amico, or I'm putting you in a timeout.
Timeout phobic.
He's like
Baby in the corner.
Brandon Gunn says he's leaning heavily towards. It's just I'm not interested at all. I'm
Me
just
neither.
not interested. Not until I see like a brand new fighting
Yeah.
game or something.
Well, how
I can
much are
play.
they talking when it comes out?
I
though?
might get the PS5 only just so I can watch 4K movies on it.
Oh,
4K
that's a good.
Blu-rays.
That's a good
I
point.
would have.
And it's
would've-
it's going to be backwards compatible, I think. PS4.
See, I would have bought PS5 day one if it would have said, "Hey, come and get the PS5," and it plays from PS1 to PS4 games. I would have lined up
that'd be
and bought
awesome.
10,
And you don't have to rebuy them.
and I would have said, "You had all my money, take it." Why Sony ever got out of the market of backwards compatibility on their system is just a mystery to me. It's got to be cost, but if they would have done that, I would have been. And the fact they can't even do PS4 backwards compatibility, like they're struggling with that.
Didn't they say they? Didn't they?
Well,
say
they were very coy when they said, "Oh, it's going to be like 100 of the greatest titles," and now they're backtracking.
Okay.
But I think
Backtrack.
Sony myself, like I'm not interested in any new systems. I just not. There's nothing there for me this time around. But I think they've taken a lot of steps backwards in how they're marketing and approaching the market. And Microsoft is ahead of them this time. Microsoft is smart. I don't know if they'll win or do whatever, but I don't know, man. I'm worried about Sony.
All right. The ideal combo of game systems are as follows: PS5 or PS4 for exclusive games, Switch for games and consoles that retain great best resale value down the years, and gaming PC instead of Xbox.
He's
Yeah,
not
I mean,
wrong with that. I don't think he's
there's
pretty
not
bang
really-
on.
Yeah. I have some. We're gonna switch to movie. What am I even gonna talk about? Movie talk. I don't know.
Angry Birds
but-
2?
What's that?
Angry Birds
Well,
2?
we can talk about the Ayer cut because I didn't get to talk about it in a live stream.
Oh, is
just
that
in
the
comments.
Suicide Squad
Yeah.
guy?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay. Well,
and the whole Kathy Yang / Grace
yeah.
Randolph
Oh, the Grace
situation. Yeah,
well, did you see Birds of Prey or not interested?
No, I haven't seen it. I haven't seen any movies in like at theater in about, I don't know, 6 months.
ever since
okay.
they closed him down.
Yeah, well, even before that, we just couldn't get out with the kids and stuff. We just couldn't get babysitters.
Well,
Are
I
you
mean,
a big
Sonic was the
Tom-
last movie I saw in theaters before the shutdown. So yeah, that was my last
Rise of
theater experience.
Skywalker.
That was my last one I saw was the new
Yeah.
Star Wars. Yeah,
I saw Rise.
I didn't. I skipped. I boycotted.
but I do
One
know.
movie that
Props
one
for
movie
that
that,
too,
one movie that I regret missing in the theaters though is Bad Boys for Life, the third,
yeah.
the
I was
third
thinking
Bad
about
Boys
buying
movie. I wanted to watch
I haven't
that
seen
in
it. I'm
theaters.
watching it hopefully tonight, waiting for my family to get back home. And once the kids bed, we're gonna watch Bad Boys.
I was
I like
gonna
the
say you're
original.
gonna let your kids watch Bad Boys. For
Yeah,
Life.
of course, man. Isn't that's what I do? I get my
I was like,
4-year-old,
you're
my
like-
7-year-old. Let's watch some R-rated
Well, I mean,
movies.
Well, I mean, to be fair, it's not as hard R as the second one is.
Yeah, the second one
Yeah.
I remember. I was like, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
the
none of
I
them
second
really
against
enjoyed
it.
the first one, but there's only so
But-
much I can take of Martin Lawrence. Sometimes he just
Phobic says movie talk's
Good in small
boring.
doses.
Oh, Martin Lawrence, you're not a fan?
well, you probably no. I like him. I
Yeah.
just can only take him in doses.
Yeah. No.
Just I find he
Yeah.
goes a little. He takes every joke sometimes a little too much, and I was like, okay, good. You did your mic jokes. You did your mic jokes. All right, move on and
Mhm.
do something else. But
Well, he was sitting by the phone waiting for Bad Boys to come
I
back.
don't
He
know
said,
if you
"Do
guys think
nothing."
this, but do you find that he does a riff on Murtaugh from Lethal Weapon of all the complaining all the time? He's taking it
Little
to
bit.
10 levels above that. Like
Yeah.
Murtaugh was cool. He was old and he wanted out of crap.
I'm
But
too old.
Martin Lawrence takes it 5 times further and not nearly as cool.
I have my Lethal Weapon collection somewhere. I gotta watch that again.
that's how I kind of look at it. So
Okay, well, we could talk about what we're anticipating for the year. I know sci-fi. Oh, sci-fi froze. I was gonna go right to you, sci-fi, and you.
yeah, I'm
froze.
like, why is he staring the death of stairs at us? I'm like, he's not a Murtaugh fan, or he's a huge Martin Lawrence fan.
He just won the staring contest, ladies and
he has,
gentlemen.
he has to come back.
He's like,
Um,
no.
Dune. My friend is really into Dune. That's all I'll say there.
I
But,
am looking forward to Dune because
that's a game changer.
they
I think.
the original was okay.
Mm.
I didn't like. For me, it was a little boring in parts, but maybe I wasn't ready when I watched it when I was a kid. That was probably it. It was probably I was too young to watch it, but I'm looking forward to the remake. I think it's going to be pretty dope.
Mhm.
I haven't seen the original, so I'll go in fresh.
The originals, it's not an easy watch in my
I just
opinion.
heard about a lot of bad things about it, so it just never struck my fancy. So I was like, whatever.
Yeah, it's
So,
it's not an easy watch.
Blade Runner 2049. I have it on Steelbook. I have the 3D version. I did
I
not
fell
watch the
asleep to
3D.
that movie.
Oh no! Again.
I got about halfway.
I literally fell
No,
asleep
no,
watching that movie.
my wife did not like it. She's like, ugh.
It was not as good as the original. I'm sorry, Harrison Ford. Deckard is he's only good when he was in his 30s and 40s. To bring old man Deckard back, I was like, oh God, really?
Yeah, post Patriot games, you know.
Yeah, it's hard watching Harrison on screen after growing up with him as a child, where he was a big action hero, done all these stunts, and now it's like, oh, don't break your foot, don't do that. Like, you know,
This is why you should get original Xbox, not original, Xbox One to play the 360 games. Don't even bother.
oh yeah,
collecting.
that's all I use my Xbox One for now is playing
Don't-
Xbox originals and 360s.
Yeah, don't even get the 360 used.
No,
I mean there
no.
are later versions that are better, but I
I think
still
I went
won't.
through 4 of them the entire run.
Yeah,
And I
That's
was
why
happy when I got a PS3. I still
Yeah.
have it.
It's a good way to buy. It's a good way to. They pushed before they were ready. Obviously,
Well, that one
to-
PS3s are tanks, man.
yeah. I have my PS3 that plays PS2 and PS1 games.
me
Oh,
too,
that's
my OG man. I don't turn it on
I
very much
spent
anymore.
full
Though.
price on that. What was the first console you pre-ordered? Mine was the Dreamcast. That was the first one I got opening day.
Mine was the PlayStation 1.
GameCube.
Okay.
I still remember the first day I got my PlayStation 1 and I only have one game for it because the other one didn't come. It was Jumpin' Flash, Jumpin' Jack or Jack Flash, or it's the one where you play a 3D rabbit or frog and you're going through and stuff. It's the worst game ever. That was my game. That and the demo disc.
Yeah.
Oh,
Zebra
man.
Pet says we need another Wii system. They're
Yeah.
not going to bring it back. Go get a Wii U unless you really want to play GameCube games on a better quality. Then I'd say get the original Wii.
The Amico is considered in some parts another Wii in a lot of the areas.
Well, I'm all for the Miko, but I was hoping. That's one thing I was hoping more for is the motion. I want motion control to come back. It's just no one's going to do it anymore.
It'd be cool if they can combine it with like VR or something like that, to where
Mhm.
you're moving your arms and you're looking around. That would be.
But I
pretty
do like the controller. I like that there's limited gyroscope motion stuff. That could be fun. I wish it was full on motion control. I'll be honest, but I'm not. But also that would be harder to develop. That would bring the cost up too to do that, and no developers don't want to do that anymore. So, all right. Marvel Ultimate Alliance. Yes,
That game was awesome.
That game's great on every system.
I'll tell you what, the Dreamcast Mini, if they could pull it off. The problem is once you get past the cart era and go to 3D effects, it's harder to do these minis, I think.
Oh yeah,
The emulation still isn't there yet.
I mean, even like the Pi 4 just dropped, and they're still probably a year away from having that all ironed out with really good emulation.
I will buy the Dreamcast Mini if it ever comes out. I'm doubting if it will happen though.
Well, Sega's having a big announcement this week, and a lot of people are speculating it's either like a Saturn Mini or Dreamcast Mini, or most likely it's going to be like a new Sonic movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
But people we knew it was going to happen. Yeah, if that happens. The SNK Neo Geo, that's the other one I really want. I did not buy the arcade because I bought the Neo Geo X Gold, and to me, actually, it was kind of superior to the stuff they've recently come out with the little mini arcade. And I honestly think they tanked it just because the people that bought the license, SNK said, we're not happy with you.
Yeah.
With the quality. But they've been doing the same junk quality too on these minis. Their mini systems, in my opinion, they just didn't like it that the developer was going for the rare games first. They asked people in the community, what games do you want to see? In the next set of mega packs that they had. Do you remember that at Neo Geo X Gold, Pete?
I remember that's the actual literal system, right?
It looks like the AES, and
Yeah,
then
it looks like
it's
AES,
kind of
yeah.
like the Switch before the Switch.
Yeah, I heard about that.
You plug it in.
Yeah, I haven't played it though. I don't know much more about it than that.
I was all for it. I pre-ordered everything, and then SNK, who owns it now, like, we're not happy with the quality, and they publicly have made a statement, said we're not happy, and the developers are like, we still bought the license to make stuff. It just fell through, and then they just come out with their own stuff. They basically, I think they saw how well it sold, and they didn't want to give their most rare games out right away. And I think that's why they keep doing these different things, like an arcade stick, a mini arcade.
Yeah, they're doing the little machines now that are like so expensive. It's crazy.
But they won't just get to another mini AES with the rarest games. They throw together these compilations that have maybe 1 or 2 games that you haven't had before. They keep releasing the same stuff. If they gave us everything they want, people would stop buying it. I'm so frustrated with SNK. I do wish them a good future, though. And I am going to, along with Gunlord that I sent to Pete, I said, go order this.
Yes, thank you for that.
Yes, I don't know if anyone else.
Good, man.
My wife is not going to thank you because I bought 2 copies. But
Good. Don't be reselling like the Wii.
No, I got one from
your cousin. That's for your
dude.
cousin. Okay, I get it. Cousin. You're
Reseller.
no,
Do I
NG
look like a reseller?
no, I'm kidding. Yeah, actually, you do. That's not a good. It's not a good. Yes, you do.
How do I look like a reseller?
No, Pete, you're a nice guy. I trust you wouldn't be a reseller.
God, no.
No. You only do it when you need. Yeah, you're like a.
No,
true
I do.
gamer.
I actually will sell games if I'm looking to buy another game and I don't have enough money. Because I have a retro budget. I keep myself to a retro budget. So, but I'll never like go and try to get grandma's games for $1, then sell them for hundreds of dollars. That's stupid, right?
Mm.
I had a reseller come to my house one time because I put was it Mario 64? I had an extra copy, and so I just put it on Facebook for $15. So I thought, someone will have it. And a reseller came to my door and wanted to pay me $5 for it. And I'm like, but why do you want $5? Like, it's $15. I know what the price is. I just want it to go to a good home. And he says, well, I'm going to resell it for $60. And I'm like, I closed the door on it, and I gave it to my son. And I said, next time you go to school, ask one of your friends in grade 2 if they want it. And so he went to school, and he said nobody wanted it. Nobody knew what it was.
Oh, Phobic still says. Oh, wait. Here's his talk.
They don't know the whole.
Movies are lame. Play them for about 2 hours and toss them. Games are bad. All right, Phobic.
Phobic's talking way too much sense right now.
Phobic's got a hot take on everything.
Yeah, Dune is going to be good, methinks. Yeah, methinks it will be too. And then Phobic comes right back. Dune can't be filmed. I think you will be proven wrong this December, Phobic. I hope you're wrong, but you could be right. We'll revisit. Maybe I'll actually do a review of Dune. Pete, what the heck, man?
Wi-Fi froze up too.
Yeah. Oh, here we go again. What is going on with YouTube and StreamYard? They think I'm doing it. I'm not doing it. I was doing it when he was talking about selling his Wii, but I didn't done it since.
No, I'm having issues here on my end.
Okay. Yeah, you are. Yes, you are. As soon as he said that, he drops it. George Balzer. I sold off my Dreamcast console with 20 games. 3DO with 38 games. Wow.
Okay. Master.
PS1 with 34 games and Sega Master System with 17 games for 400. Slowly
I'm
building my life. Oh, he has a sad face. Yeah, I think we've all been there. I'm at a good moment now, though, where I'm like, I want to keep my favorites. I also sold my Sega Saturn, and I sold the wheel. I had a really nice boxed wheel, too. Arcade wheel, official Sega.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's the one that hurt because they put it up for like $15 boxed in the resale shop. I was like, come on, that's worth more than that. And I sold all my Pete. Okay.
Oh, right. For the love of Pete.
For the love of Pete, he's back. I've owned nearly every system at one point, but sold. Whoa, what's going on there? Sold them off for the new clutter, and me don't mix. Yes. You're like my wife, Phobic. Well, I shouldn't have said that. My wife wants me to get rid of it. She likes digital. And I rewatch movies all the time.
I rewatch movies. I watch same movies over 4 or 5 times a year. I'll watch same movies. I just love them.
as you become more of a family man, Pete, are you more like, does the theater excite you, or do you sometimes you're like, I'll wait till it comes on home video, Blu-ray?
I used to be a big theater guy. Now it's wait till I can get home and I can watch it in my underwear and relax, have a cup of tea.
I didn't need that much info. Okay.
I've got a nice sound system at home, big.
I
TV.
actually am having internet issues and I have to go anyway. I just wanted to say good night to you all and I appreciate it.
Oh, yeah, we're exactly.
I'm sorry that my internet's messing out, but it's prime time here on the West Coast, so everybody's watching Netflix. So
yeah, that's
anyway, I just want to thank everybody. Chat, you're awesome, and I'll be back as soon as I can.
And that friggin' Amico, we're gonna hold him to that. So
yeah, come over to my channel, subscribe. You could win an Amico, and you can tease me like Phobic does.
Or you hear that, Phobic? If you get it for free, would you like it then?
You probably resell it back to me.
Oh, no, you resell it. Phobic, would you resell it if you got it for free? Okay. Well, thanks, Pete. Next time I got to do my job and bring more movie topics.
Yes, for sure. I love talking movies. I actually do, and I'm sad it's going to miss the Airs talk because I was for one wanted more Joker and the Suicide Squad, the original.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, well, next time I'll do research for that.
Phobic, Pete's internet is fine. He just wants to leave. Max knew I had an hour tonight, so Max.
I think Phobic's right. No, Pete's a good guy. He's straight. You know what? He's going so hardcore on the internet.
This looks like a guy that wants to leave.
No,
smile on his face. Now he's good.
I can do this all night.
Okay.
Except I have kids and a wife.
Yeah, don't forget about them. No, don't forget.
Jeremy knows. Jeremy's on a short leash.
Oh, I know.
I got a chili.
No. Thanks,
I just got the kids to bed.
Oh, okay. That's the way to do it.
Jeremy already ditched me off my stream today. Sent me a nasty little private chat. Said, "Yo, dude, I've got to go."
no. Thanks for this great family guy, Pete. He's a real positive dude. Go win yourself an Amico on his channel. We're going to keep him to his word. And taking time out of his family life to spend time talking about video games, movies.
Oh, Max, I always got time for you, bro.
Oh yeah. Let me. Hey, I didn't get an invite to this week. No, I was busy anyway. I forgot to ask.
Dude, get on my Discord.
Yeah. Oh, you have a Discord too?
I created one. Jeremy showed me how to create a Discord. I don't know how to use it, but I got one.
Okay, cool. All right.
I'm in your Discord. Hello.
Go watch a movie in your boxer shorts and get out of here.
All right. See you guys.
Bad Boys well, now we know Pete's night. Bad Boys for life. Put the kids to bed first. Bad Boys to life with the wife and the boxers.
Seriously, that's what we're doing.
That's probably
Brent,
it.
It's open every box. Bren Gunn wants to know my link. Open
that's
every
a box
box.
I don't want to open now.
All right. Bye, everyone.
All right. Well,
so I'll take your question though. The one you threw to Pete was about going to the theater. So I've got my kids are 8 and 10 right now. Oh, 11. She just had her birthday last week. So there was a time where theater was really tricky. A few years ago, where the kids were, kids would be like crying. You couldn't count on them to sit in their seat the whole time. They'd be just like, or kicking the seat of the person in front of them. So for a while, it was like, if we're going as a family, it's got to be a kids movie because then everybody's kids are doing that same crap. But then we're finally to the stage where, like, I feel like the kids are old enough. Like, we took them to all the Star Wars movies. Typically with a PG-13, we'll like go preview it, and then if we feel like the content's fine, then we'll take the kids if it's something that they'd like. But there were a few years like when what was that? Force Awakens came out. Kids were still pretty little. Yeah. And so my wife and I just picked different nights to go, for the first run. So she went the first night and she was like, holy crap. And she couldn't talk to me about it. So I went the next night. So we just had to get creative that way, but finally back to where, the kids can sit for the whole time. Or we trust them to, go to the restroom in the hall and come right back. It's not like, I can count it. Now I will say sometimes we, my daughter, she likes to talk, through the movies. And so what we'll do last time we stumbled upon this really awesome thing, cause you can choose your seats. So we chose a seat that was separate from ours. There was an empty seat between. And so we bought the tickets that way. So she had to sit, with a seat between her and us. So she couldn't talk the whole time.
That's funny, Jerry. Like, Go sit over here. That's funny. Yeah, I like that. No, I also.
'Cause otherwise,
That-
honestly, it's better for everyone because the whole
Yes.
time we're like, we're just
Yeah, you
trying
don't
to get
get
her
those
to.
awkward
you can
stares.
still see where she's at. Yeah. I've done that with
Oh
my
yeah,
fa-
she's
my-
right there. She, you know.
My father's a talker, and he's mentally handicapped. So every once in a while, I'll do it where I could see it. But he talks because he ruins it for other people. So I put him to the side. If it's just me, we're okay. If it's me and my wife, my father, we take him with us. Then I'll put him a few seats over for the same reason. That's honestly why I don't. I'm for the movie theater experience. I want people to have jobs in the movie industry, but honestly, there's a lot of talkers out there. There's a lot of
Mhm.
people on their phones, and that drives me nuts. And it's just like I'd rather just be home with my dogs. But I am gonna go for Tenet, Wonder Woman 84, Godzilla versus King Kong.
Yeah,
Dude.
that.
Those are my four that I'm really. I originally said I was going to boycott Bond because Daniel Craig. I'm not a fan of the way he held up Bond 25 and his comments about being the character, saying he didn't if he only came back it would be for the money. So I was like, forget you, let someone else take it. I always like it with everyone, sports, anything. Whenever someone's head gets so big and they talk publicly about that. Like Hugh Jackman's the exact opposite. What can I do to be Wolverine? How in shape can I be? What can I do for this character that got me my fame? That's the gold standard of person caring about the property and the fandom. He did everything he could for that character. What would Daniel Craig be without James Bond? Honestly, so
He's
that's
not a real ambassador
Yeah.
for the character.
no,
he
he's
would
not
be
an
like
ambassador.
a indie actor, I think.
Right, he would just be, and he treated it with disrespect. So I'm like,
Because like I
I'm not
think the
buying
only
the ticket.
the only other big movie he was in before the James Bond movies was that one Invasion of the Body Snatchers remake he did with Nicole Kidman. I think that was her name. It was just called The Invasion or something like that.
Oh yeah, that was yeah, because that was like an Invasion of the Body Snatchers remake or something. That didn't do good. Golden Compass didn't do good.
No.
I hope it actually looks good though. I have to admit, the new James Bond, the trailer looks good. I think I'm gonna sit that one out, which will be a first since after GoldenEye. I've seen every James Bond like opening weekend.
Well, the only James Bond movie I've seen in theaters is Spectre. I didn't get to see Skyfall in theaters when it was at the height of its popularity.
Skyfall was good.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I saw that in IMAX. That was amazing.
They actually probably should have ended after that because he was ready to go and he just was there for the money after Skyfall.
Yeah, Spectre wasn't very good. I mean, I didn't like the fact that they brought Blofeld back and all that kind of crap.
Here's Phobic throwing heat. That's real nice to treat the guests badly when they leave. Phobic. He's cool.
He's been throwing heat all night.
Yeah, but he is positive about it. Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, he's been trashing movies. Yeah, you know.
Talkers and movies stink worse in the UK than US. I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah,
I've heard different things.
For me, the worst thing is the kids. You get like I don't know, 10 to 12-year-old boys sitting together, and who knows where the parents are. But man, I can't tell you how many times I've been in a theater and the kid behind me is like whacking my seat, or has got his feet up and like rocking it, and I just wanted. So I work in schools, and so my first instinct is to like sit down and tell the kid to sit down and straighten up and cut it out. So I really have to try to restrain that when I'm in public with other people's kids. But it comes to a point like how many times do you have to like turn around at a kid and like give him the evil eye, like, hey, cut it out, like you need to quit messing with my experience here, like. Where are the parents? What because I'm really conscious of that with my kids. Like, if they're being noisy or if they're bothering people, I'm gonna get them in line, right? Yeah, or stick them down at the end of the row.
That's what ruined Willy Wonka and Charlie and the Chocolate Factory with Johnny Depp.
Oh, I think Johnny Depp ruined it. No,
Well, I mean, the movie
I didn't like that one
because I always liked the original, but like I went there and by myself in an afternoon, and there was like this youth group went at the same time, and they all sat around me. And then they're like,
Oh.
"Hey, everybody, this is so and so." I'm just like, "What the? Okay, I just wanted to watch a movie."
Opening the scene with Skyfall was legit. Yeah, I have to watch. Thanks, Sir Nerd a Lot. Hey, are you a gamer, Sir Nerd a Lot? Nerd a Lot. Gaming should be in Nerd a Lot. So, all right.
Yeah, Nerdabot was on one of my other chats this week. I honestly can't remember which one. I think this is the fourth one I've been on somebody else's channel this week.
Jedi Wander, you're late again. You're late again. He's like, hey, what did I miss at the end of the show?
You know, I will say my favorite, I still feel like my favorite Daniel Craig Bond movie was Casino Royale. Like,
okay,
I still go back to that one, and
That was good.
It was legit, you know.
Yeah. Although that scene with the towel whipping, I was like, even in the theater,
ouch.
Totally painful,
I mean,
man.
but that was different. I was like, okay, this is torture. They never went that hard in the torture scenes.
It was
after
gritty.
that. Yeah.
Roger Moore was kind of more suave, you know.
Yeah, the Casino Royale had an edge that they never really got back with the sequels. It was really legit. Like that was like, man, this is a real torture. Oh,
Well, it's like every other movie thing. It's like Star Trek movies, you know. You got a good movie and then you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Same thing with the Bond movies. It's like every even movie, it was like, oh, all right, and then the one in between was like,
yeah.
I didn't really like it that much.
Some kid kicking. Yes, I've had lots of kids kicking the seat behind me. It drives me crazy. I also like animation and computer generated movies. I'm a big fan. I'm a collector of those on Steelbook as well. And it's hard. You're in a kids movie, so you got to expect that there's always bad kids kicking and stuff. And I'm like, I want kids to enjoy the movie. It's great to have them enjoy animation, but I've gotten to a point in my life where I'm only going to go for the big ones, the big tentpole movies, especially after this chaos. I've been enjoying streaming. Something that I'm actually really enjoying now, and is Stargirl on DC Universe.
I'm gonna have to check that out.
Is actually a really good show, and my wife didn't like it at first either. She's like, "It's growing on me. It's pretty good. It's just fun." And I don't know, like Brian, my good friend, Master of None. I'm kind of like that too. I like to be in fandoms. I don't know all the details of DC's past in Marvels, even though I'm wearing Doom. I don't know. I'm not like the hardcore of the hardcore. I like fandom. I don't like to be a gatekeeper like some people are elitists. You have to know this. Oh, he's a noob. No, fandom should be welcoming to new people. So I don't know about Stargirl. I know about the JSA, in Justice League, but I don't know all the characters. And Stargirl is about the JSA, Justice Society of America, and the Injustice Society of America, and it's a really good show. But if you don't have DC Universe, that's something I was just watching today.
It'll be on Max soon.
I can't watch. I have HBO Max, and I can't watch it on my TV yet. What are you watching on, Brian? That's a good point.
I've got it on my phone and on the Xbox.
Oh, I could put it on my Xbox. Okay, I could sign in on my Xbox and play it there.
Yeah, it's.
I could do it on my computer.
I don't have a smart TV, so.
I do have one that's not very smart right now because it doesn't have HBO Max. That's something that, yes, Zeverfet, you're the reason I watched Stargirl. I didn't watch your review yet. I just saw that you had a review. And then I'm going to watch the review after. I only watched the first episode and like the first 5 minutes of the second episode. But it's a good show. It's fun. Female-centric young superhero girl. I don't know much about Stargirl. I'm sure you do. Hey, Zeverfet, we need to do a DC show. There's so many DC shows to catch up. We need to come together. We'll have to talk about it in the Discord. You need to lead the way. We can maybe do it on your channel and have a DC movie talk, or like my Binge Buddies series, DC Binge Buddies. Yeah. DC Binge Buddies. Maybe we can try that.
Live action Titans. It looks pretty cool. So
Titans, yes, I like Titans a lot. If you haven't checked out Teen Titans, not Teen Titans, Young Justice, the animated series, they brought it back. I haven't enjoyed the new series as much, but that was legit too. It's animated. That's a great series. Super Jeremy World. Do you watch any DC shows or anything like that? Are you into that?
So I gotta be honest, I just posted in the chat, the only Stargirl I know was the Jerry Spinelli YA novel. So I know very little. Like I really enjoy Batman. Like I liked the Christian Bale, you know. Dark Knight is one of my favorite movies ever. I really enjoyed the latest Joker with Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah, that was great.
That was awesome. But those are, I really haven't gone too far into the others. For Superman, I actually really liked Superman Returns.
Yeah, that was
back in, you know, what was that, 2004 or 5, somewhere in there. And Man of Steel was cool too. But I haven't seen a whole lot that has really excited me outside of Christian Bale's Batman.
All right. Bring in the heat, Jeremy, Super Jeremy World. What'd you think of Batman v Superman and Justice League? Or did you see them, or you don't care, or what?
I haven't seen them. So so part of what I've got to combat is my wife is not a fan of superhero genre at all. So like, you know, when you got the family,
I think it's time to look for a new one, Jeremy. No, I'm just kidding. I'm joking.
But it does mean, like, so if we're going to the theater, it's not going to be one of those movies unless I really push for it. Like when I went to Joker, it was by myself, you know, and that kind of time is hard to come by because you can't, you know, just like ditch the family and go, you know, do stuff like that. So I don't see as many as I would maybe like. I recently caught up on the Avengers, you know, for example, like I started watching some of the backlog of that in the last year. So
you have Disney Plus?
Yeah, it helps with
I do, yeah.
Oh, it's a lot of it's on there, isn't it?
It's nice for one-stop shopping.
That's great for kids.
Yeah, when Disney Plus, I think last summer before they launched, they put out a deal like, hey, you can pay for 3 years at a reduced rate if you sign up now. And so I think it was like 3 months before the service started, I signed up for 3 years worth at a pretty good price.
What are your thoughts? Have you noticed the fans, DC fans, and the Snyder Cut? You heard about that at all?
Well, I follow your channel, so I've seen I've seen a lot of discussion about it, but I honestly don't know. I don't know what it is.
Well, basically, unfortunately, which this is a trend in the entertainment industry the last few years, and I think it's a lot to do with advertisers, investors, all wanting certain things in the movie. They don't want a necessarily too dark tone, or they want it a certain way. They've been hijacking. Thanks, Severfett. No. They've been hijacking films halfway through or near the end of production and changing them. And the original, this has happened a lot. I'm going to do another video on it. Lord and Miller with Solo. Zack Snyder, obviously, with Justice League. After the public reception of Batman v Superman, people didn't like it. There's been a lot of films like that, even as recently as like Sci-Fi Dragon said, The Bird of Prey. I forget the director's name now. Is saying that she had
Kathy Yan.
Yeah, she's saying she had an original vision too. But here's what I get: I got to trust the director themselves. But it is a problem in Hollywood. I think they're past it now because they pump more money into these films to change direction, and it costs them big time. So
yeah.
I'd be interested for you to finally watch Batman v Superman after you watch Man of Steel again. You have to watch Man of Steel and then Batman v Superman right together. Ultimate cut.
It's going to be so awesome.
Yeah, I'm excited for that. You know, that trend, it's been around a long time because I'm a huge fan of Ninja Turtles. And, you know, the 1990 movie, it's amazing, but they had a lot of editing done. They handed it over to somebody like the guy who's listed as the director. He was cut out. He left. And they had somebody else come in and actually like put the thing together. And even you hear from the cast talking today and they're like, oh, I don't know who made those decisions. You know, I don't know who cut that stuff out because a lot of it was done post-production that they did a lot of the change, you know, And so that was 1990. So this stuff's been going on for quite some time.
It's basically franchise properties that they have the most trouble with interference. But Zack Snyder's I think his is the most changed. Maybe Lord of Miller gets close. I think the Snyder Cut of Justice League is the one that was changed the most and almost complete. I think the only one that gets that close is Lord of Miller Solo, which is debatable to see what I think those are the ones in the history of, I don't know, the Donner Cut. I don't think it was changed as drastically as these ones were, but they were really hijacked. Oh, that and Josh Trank's Fantastic Four, but he didn't get to finish. Oh, Ayer Cut. Well, that's remained to be seen. You're right. Ayer Cut's in there too. Thank you, Zeverfet. Thank you, Zever. Hey, listen, we need to get a DC for sure. Don't listen to Phobic. He said, where was his comment? All superhero shows are the same. Oh, yeah, here it is. You guys watch superhero shows? They're all the same. That's a good. Hey, we want you to watch the DC show, Phobic. That we're gonna figure it out. We'll figure it out. If maybe we'll take turns. My channel and then yours, Zeverfet. Take turns to do a DC show, and then we can catch up. Like, I still didn't do DC shows. They have these crossover events, and I didn't watch the recent ones. Those look interesting too.
I haven't seen any of them. It'd be
Change Your Mind. Is that the type of game? Because him and Mad Matt are experts on DC shows. Have been coming to figure out. I mean, look at his logo. All right. I think we should end it soon. Maybe have one more movie topic. I don't know. Let's look up what's trending here. I'll look up. Oh, I got a message. Oh, that's you. That's you. That's you. That's you. Say my internet stinks. Okay. Yeah.
I know, because it's even worse now because of the weather, because it was raining earlier.
Sonic. I don't know. There's the new TV trailers. There's not much that I haven't covered already.
Yeah, the
Ryan
one
Gosling
was Grace's career.
No, Grace is fine. Yeah. She came out with the take. That's what I covered earlier. If you haven't checked out my video, Sources, the Source game.
She's still better than Peacock,
She's still better than Fandom Wire. I think the big, even if you dislike the YouTube personality or social media influencer, the bigger they are, it's more likely that they have more sources. It's just the numbers game. Yeah. But the problem is with people in movie talk. I mean, this isn't gaming talk too, that rely on access and sources. Sometimes to stay relevant, people listen to any source or take things out of context to use it and spin it the way they want to. Is it actually reporting or is it just YouTube clicks? I don't know. I think Grace will be just fine. I think she had a point to. So what happened to Super Jeremy is Grace Randolph's a big movie talk YouTuber, and the Birds of Prey director and her were going off on Twitter today, going back and forth. Like, you don't know, you're not the director and stuff. And she's like, my source was legit. But it's just silliness. It's just silliness. There's a lot of movie talk to talk about now. Movies are coming back. Entertainment's coming back. Video games, retro scene's doing good. I don't know what's going to happen to the PS5 and the PS in the Series X. Is that going to be next year, or when's that coming out? Even I don't even know. Do you have?
Well, they don't have dates yet, do they?
I don't think so. I don't think it's going to make this year. I don't know. The retro scene, like the Evercade, they had some supply issues. I'm hoping that doesn't extend to the Amico, but it's possible with all this shutdown and stuff. So I think the next gen isn't going to make this year. Oh, Tron 3. Oh, thanks, Phobic. I want Tron 3. I don't care. Yes, I want Tron series. Yes, let's end on Tron. I want to get Tron. I have an uphill battle, but I want to get Tron 3. Make Tron 3 like a hashtag, just like the Snyder Cut. But it's never going to. People aren't going to get behind it because every time someone tries to, it falls flat. Unfortunately, there's not as many fans there for Tron. Maybe when Tommy Tallarico makes the official Tron Amico system with the logo on it when he works that out with Disney with the new Deadly Discs game for the Amico. Maybe that'll get Tron 3 made. Yes. Okay. You should be. Wait, let me see. Her voice isn't tough. Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Kind of nails on a chalkboard, but it's all right. I get past it.
Hey, so as we've gone through this shutdown, there was there's kind of been the fight between the theaters and the was it Universal?
The VOD,
where so I'm kind of torn as far as like who's being more petty. So what was your take on that? Like, do they have a legitimate gripe? Like, hey, you're breaching contract by saying you want to continue to release and saying, hey, this direct release to the public, the theaters have something to stand on there. Because I was like, hey, if it means they're going to give it to me sooner as a consumer, I can sit in my living room and pay a lot less than I would buying your popcorn and candy and, movie tickets for the whole family. So I'm kind of on the side of Universal saying, yeah, bring it straight to me, baby. I have a great TV at home. But I can also see the theaters going,
that's a great question, Super Jeremy. Give props to Super Jeremy. Go sub to his channel for that great question. I always go with the viewpoint as the consumer first. What's better for the consumer is choices. At that time when Trolls came out, and I had a lot of friends that I was like, this is a big story. This Trolls is a game changer. And they're like, nah, it's just the kids movie. No one cares. And yes, it was a game changer. The whole industry was looking at that release because it was the first major release that wasn't like a straight to Blu-ray or DVD type quality. That was released on VOD first and not the theater, like a major film. There's been other films, but nothing of this caliber. And I said, kids love Trolls. My nieces rewatch it all the time. The soundtrack probably makes a lot of money with Justin Timberlake and all that. So having choices, and at that time, it was honestly, everyone was still in major lockdown. It was good for the kids to have that released. So that's a win. The movie theater trying to push them around and say we're not going to show any of your films. That's ridiculous. So it's like being a scab crossing the line. Now we're not going to show it. That's ridiculous. Not showing any of them. Maybe they could say if you decide to do VOD for this title, then we're not going to show it in theaters because we can do another release. That I think that would be the mature way to handle this business arrangement. If you go to VOD at the same time, we may look at other titles to put instead because you're giving a choice to consumer and not going to rush out to the theater. That would be more responsible response. Yeah. But I am all for VOD. It's complicated. It's a complicated answer too because
you don't want to see theaters die.
No, and I want people to keep jobs, but I also really don't want to go to the theater that much anymore.
Yeah. I don't blame you. Honestly, I've seen like 4 movies in the last 5 years. And they're all Star Wars.
And I'll say too, for kids movies, I think VOD is the way to go. Like for families, point. I don't want to get, I go with my kids to stuff, but I don't want to see half the stuff I take them to. I don't want to pay $15 for my ticket and all the extra stuff.
You hit the nail on the head, Super Jeremy, because I think that's why they were whining about it so much. Movies that appeal to kids are big money makers, and you have to buy lots of tickets. Lots of tickets to bring families with lots of little kids, and they want to re-see it. They want to rewatch it. They're like, I want to watch that again if they really like it.
I've seen Moana so many times.
See, a kid, they rewatch things more often. So that's probably why they were whining so much about it. But that's a great point. I'll have to cover that.
That went it was in the theaters for a little bit. The Disney one with Chris Pratt and Tom Holland. Damn it.
Onward?
Onward. That one
I didn't know they were in it. I didn't know it was their voices.
They did the voices of the 2 main characters.
Oh yeah.
But that was a good movie too. But I could see movies like that going straight to like Disney Plus instead of going to the theaters. I mean, just from a family aspect. I mean, what are you going to spend almost $200 just to go see a movie one time?
Oh, John Lee says, please do more Jody and Robert video reactions. Laugh out loud. Okay, I will if they bring in the heat. Yeah, I'll be ready. I think that's where we're going to end the show because we've gone an hour 30. And if I keep it too long, Pete's not going to come back because he's a family guy. he's like, all right, this is guy. He was right on time, right at the hour mark. Oh, I got to get out of here. So that was good. That was good. So Brian, master of YouTube, hopefully. Master of Discord.
One of these days.
Master of HBO Max. He's been going hard on HBO Max. Go sub to him. Go sub to Super Jeremy World. Super Jeremy World, you're welcome anytime to the Completely Necessary podcast, where why it's completely necessary is we bring two groups of fans together, hopefully more. We're bringing movie talk and retro game talk together to converse and get some viewers that you wouldn't normally get. Like there's some people here like talking about retro video and they're like saying this is refreshing. I haven't talked about retro games. So next time we'll try to get I'm hoping to get like collectible or toy collectors in here, action figure collectors. I know a few.
There's some good ones in the Discord too.
Yeah, and I used to be one. So
cool. Yeah, I've got my original Ninja Turtles around the house here.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Oh, don't tease us, Super Jeremy. Next episode, you got to show us some of them.
All right.
Darn it! I had the re-release of the Turtles van, and I got rid of it.
Oh, I've got the original.
I had
yeah. I could go on for days there, so I'll cut myself off. But yeah, if you want to catch out anything retro video games, come check out my channel. That's all I cover. Retro gaming.
All right. Is Phobic still here? Oh, I heard that if you. Oh, come on, Phobic. Come on.
But I agree, though. She does need a new microphone.
Yeah, she does. Man, Phobic, that was mean. That was pretty mean. Don't talk about Grace like that, Phobic. Goodbye. Phobic, you made me end the show. Goodbye.